Thank you so much for joining me for day 2. The thing that I like about this challenge is it's not something that's long and drawn out. It's not something that's going to take you a ton of time. It's just a bunch of little tiny tips that I'm going to share with you from yesterday, today, and then tomorrow that will help to hopefully kind of refocus you so that you can kind of get back on the right steps, or so that you actually can get right back on the right path to reaching your goals. So yesterday we identified the goals that you want to accomplish over the next 90 days. And those of you who are brave enough shared the goals that you actually want to accomplish in the next 90 days. Today, we are going to talk about distractions, okay? Because the topic of this conversation, the topic of this challenge is getting focused, it's really important to identify those things that keep us from focusing. So I want you to take a brief moment and I want you to jot down your 5 biggest distractions. And there's no offense to any of these distractions, because sometimes our own distractions are us. Sometimes we can be our own worst enemy, right? Sometimes they can be family members or people close to us, and there's nothing wrong with that. We just have to learn to be aware of these things so that we can hopefully avoid them to increase our productivity, right? So I know for me, my 5 biggest distractions, one was checking my phone. So I constantly be checking my phone. That was my one distraction. Number 2 was I had a TV show that I liked to watch, which was Law and Order on Wednesdays. And I would get so consumed at setting that time aside that I would put something else that was more important behind that, right? The 3rd distraction was my kids. Love them to death, but I'll start something. Even this video. I started this video and they came and distracted me, right? And so that was a really big distraction for me. When I was working, my 4th distraction was working. Keep getting overwhelmed with doing all of my work, keep bringing my work home, and then putting my business and my goals on the back burner. That was a big deal for me. When I was at work, I was supposed to be working, but when I'm at home, I should be dedicating some time to my business. And 5, my biggest distraction were my emotions. Sometimes I'd get consumed in my emotions and I'd say, I don't feel like doing this today. I know it was a goal that I set out to do, but I don't really feel like doing it. And that's okay to some extent, that you are recognizing those emotions, but you have to overcome your emotions, because emotions are inconsistent and they don't really mean anything. And then tomorrow I would feel the emotion of guilt because I became victim to the emotion of overwhelm. That's ridiculous. And so you don't want to let those things get in the way. So today I want you to identify your 5 biggest distractions, okay? And I want you, bigger than that, because it's important to recognize it. But even bigger than that, we have to think of the way in which we will attack those distractions, okay? So I know for me, one of the things that I did is I put my phone on Do Not Disturb. I started working outside of the hours that my kids were in bed, so that way I didn't have distractions from them. My daughter's just sick. That's why she woke up this morning to distract me. I know for work, I stopped taking on extra tasks at work that kept me from being productive in my business. Law and Order, I started to watch that on Hulu so that I wasn't feeling like I had to watch it in that very moment, and I wouldn't check social media so I couldn't see any updates about it. And then I know my emotions. I told myself, you know what, get over your emotions, Nicolia, push through. And then I would always, in my den, it's actually in front of my computer so you guys can't see it based on the way I'm facing, I have like a contract that I signed for myself stating what it is that I want to accomplish and why it is that I started. Because sometimes it's easy to forget why you started when you're in those emotions and you get consumed in it and then you fall off and you forget why you started. I don't want that for you guys. And so this is why I'm trying to teach you to, 1, become aware of those distractions, and 2, come up with a concept that you are going to use to overcome those distractions. So today for the Get Focused Challenge, make sure you hashtag it. I want you to identify 1 major distraction, and then I want you to identify your plan to conquer or tackle that distraction. I am really excited and looking forward to you guys interacting with this. So if you notice that somebody has a distraction that's similar to yours, maybe you can give feedback on something that works. I am planning to give feedback to each one of you to let you know maybe suggestions that I have or feedback on your attempt or what you plan to do. So make sure you reply below or comment below so that we know what your distractions are and how you plan to conquer those. Because the goals that you set for yourself yesterday, they weren't set on accident. I don't believe that you found this challenge on accident. I don't believe that you're here on accident. I do believe that the Get Focused Challenge is for you. We all lose focus from time to time, but my goal is to help bring you back into focus so that you can tackle and conquer those things that have gotten in your way, and so that you can accomplish those goals that were so important for you to set yesterday. So I look forward to your comments below, and I will see you back for our final day, day 3 on the Get Focused Challenge tomorrow. Have a great day, guys. Continue with clarity.